All right, let's take a look at the bottom half of the Premier League. Of course, on the weekend that saw Liverpool keep their 7-point edge over Arsenal atop the table. But we're focused down here. Why? Because Spurs beat United by a final score of 1-0, up to 12th in the table for Tottenham and down to 15th for struggling Manchester United. Here's Ruben Amorim under mounting pressure.
No, I think the big difference was the goal they scored. We didn't score. We had the chances. We tried a different approach with the players that we had. We had to change during the week, and I'm really pleased with the effort and the way they challenged Tottenham. We create situations. So in the end, I think the biggest difference was that they scored and we didn't. We need to stop focusing on the big picture. It's not the moment to do that. Just focus on the next game. Let's do everything to win some games to finish the season and then think in the big picture. In this moment, it's just to try to stay with the players healthy, to recover some players and focus on what we have to do in the next game, and that is our goal.
All right, Mario's still with us. Mario, what do you think is going through the mind of Erik ten Hag as he watches these press conferences from Ruben Amorim?
Yeah.
Continuing sinking ship.
I knew you were going to ask that. No, I think when he watches it, he's probably going to think like, listen, this is something that I was going through. The same thing is happening to him. But one of the key things with Amorim is, you come there. And I know, look, as your background, where you come from, your team was, let's say, to a certain level. But it was clearly not the level where you are right now. So how he brings it across is in the sense of like, no, we have to finish the season and then look at next season. This is Manchester United. People don't think and people don't talk like that. So him saying this will definitely gonna, friction some people because, your fans and the expectation are gonna be like, hey, are you taking this like it's normal for us to be in this situation? Are you gonna help us getting out of it? And you don't want them to start getting on your back for that reason. And the other side, I understand what he's talking about because most of the team is not built by him. And you could see the situation he was in. He put so many young kids on the bench. He had, one experienced player on it, and then Casemiro had to start again. But one of the things I don't understand, if Casemiro starts in your team, you understand, Fernandes is your midfielder. Okay, he wants to go forward. Okay, he was kind of disciplined. He did a lot of hard work. But I ask myself, why don't you start in holding it really tight? No, he exposed the team because why? He's looking for the switch because he likes 5, you understand, and then 5, 4, 1, or whatever system he wants to play, but he wants to pack the back line. So that is the reason. What I'm asking him now is be careful. Don't expose your team to be too creative because at this point you don't have the place to do that.
Forget the on-field stuff. Just Stevie, in terms of the verbiage, what he's saying. Is he saying the right things to be the Manchester United manager?
Well, he's being forced into saying things that most Manchester United managers wouldn't even dream about. And they are so bad that right now, he can pretty much get away with anything. And
he's pushing it. I mean, he's so defeated and negative sounding. Surely you could be more positive.
But if he was trying to be anything other than telling the truth, we'd be on his back big time, saying, show some respect. We know what we're looking at. Mm-hmm. This team's not good, so don't try and tell us how great they are when they're not. He's not doing that. So I actually don't have any problem with anything he's saying. I think he was dealt a bum hand, and there's nothing he can do with it. I mean, the question is Erik ten Hag sitting at home going, well, I wasn't that bad because he's worse than me? Or is Erik ten Hag thinking, I left him this rubbish? That would be the question. Is Erik ten Hag thinking this is partly my fault?
Is Amorim not bothered that Erik ten Hag did get more out of this team than he did?
I don't think Erik ten Hag comes into Amorim's mind, to be quite honest with you. I think the situation he finds himself in, every single day he's thinking about the next game and trying to figure out how can he get a win and how can he make it better. I think Ten Hag's the last thing on his mind.
But I think we can all agree, though, the fact that we're mentioning the name of Erik ten Hag this far into Ruben Amorim coming to Manchester United and suggesting that this team may have been better off with Erik ten Hag, that in itself is a big deal.
Yeah.
As bad as Manchester United have been, and they have been bad for a while, I never thought that we would actually be having or rehashing this conversation a couple of months later, saying they were getting more results with Ten Hag than they were with this guy. And I'll be the first one to say that Manchester United, yes, they were terrible under Ten Hag. We know that. But the fact that we're rehashing the conversation and his name is being recycled, it tells you how bad this team really have been. They're finding ways, new ways of being bad. And every week you're thinking, maybe not. And look, if we're sitting here miles and miles away from that training facility and we know full well that they're in a completely negative momentum spin, out of control spin, what do you think they're thinking in that locker room and in that training facility, in that coach's room? When he goes into a meeting with his coaches, Ruben Amorim, and he's looking at his assistants, and they're putting the plan together for the week as to how is it that they're going to go about getting a result next week. Do you think there's clarity there? Do you really think there is a plan in place that they feel they can truly execute? No. They're guessing just as we would be guessing in this sort of circumstances.
It's the emptiest feeling ever. Sitting in the dressing room before a game, sending your team out, praying you're going to get a result. Not thinking, if we do this, and if we do this, and if we do this, we're going to get a result. And if he's on his best form, and we keep it all nice and tight, and we do, that's not how you think. You're sending them out, and then you shut the door in the room. You go, let's just hope we get it. Just give us a goal, will you? That's what they're doing behind closed doors.
We know he's not going to lose his job this year, but Mario, if things continue to go this bad, could he lose his credibility when we think about heading into next season?
Yeah, definitely. I think. Look, no. One advantage he has. One of the key things is what Ali said. The players who are there are not his hand. You know, it's not like, okay, a couple of guys came in afterwards, but he is not the guy that literally, he must have come in and he wanted the job. We have to also remember, he wanted the job later and he got the job earlier. Okay, he got the job earlier because there was no, choice anymore in him, in the sense of like, you got to take it now and you got to fix it. But he knows now that he puts himself, I think he's even bigger surprised than what he had before. In the beginning, he was looking at it and thought like, okay, I come, I fresh them up, give them some confidence. But the confidence is so low in that team. Even if you watch them play, some of the things, you understand, you have to remember, before he came in, there was one of the kids, for example, in that team, Garnacho, was incredible. Look at him now. He looks lost. I don't see the kid that can hurt a defender, can dribble at him, takes him on, do the things that he normally likes. If I look, like Højlund, works really hard, but where are the goals going to come from? Sometimes I ask myself, let my striker work less so he has more energy to score for me. Those things are not at Man United. They're not dangerous. They don't create anything. So that's why I think they have a big problem. And he has a big problem because the longer he takes this on, even if he kicks in what you asked me about next season, if you don't fix it now, people are going to look at you. You're starting already 1-0 down the new season. You don't want that.
Chelsea got absolutely hammered by Brighton. Final score 3-0. Now, there was a point in the season where as we're looking at Chelsea's recent struggles, we kind of said, well, they're regressing to the mean, Mario. They're kind of going back to what we thought they would be. Now they seem to be collapsing even beyond that. How worried are you, given what we've seen over the last few games from Chelsea?
Yeah, you're definitely worried. You understand? In the sense of like, I'm worried more in the sense of like thinking about the number 4 place. Why the number 4 place? The Champions League is very important for them to be in next season because it's financial reason and also, how you build the investment that you make to the team. But then you meet the team that you clearly invested a lot of money into because they gave Brighton $250,000 almost. And then you face them. And the way you face them, it was almost like how Chelsea wants to play is what Brighton did to Chelsea. And that is what for me was kind of the hurting part. But especially like even when you look at some of the goals, there's only one goal you have to highlight, the Mitoma goal. It was okay. It's a skill unique what the kid did. You understand the way you control the ball and then the way you dribble. But still, I feel like as a team, you understand the players, the outside players calm down a little bit and people are talking about it but they also say like, hey, the wingers are not scoring enough goals to take the pressure off him. And then you miss, Jackson didn't play. Nkunku gets his chance, but he wasn't delivering anything. And I think when you look at Chelsea now, what they really need is that as a team, they need to sharpen up and be a little bit more aggressive, because sometimes they try to do the nice stuff. That was the beginning of the season, but they're not in that situation at the moment because they're not playing really good.
Chelsea 6th right now, so even if it is the top 5 from England that end up going to the Champions League, as they sit today, Chelsea would miss out on the Champions League. Mario, what about Cole Palmer, a player who was so good at the beginning of the season? If you look back over his last, I don't know, like 4 or 5 games, no goals, no assists, the productivity is totally dried up. Is that just down to him, or is that a bigger picture problem with Chelsea?
No, I think it's also, look, all the people that play against Palmer now, they're marking him different, because it's not anymore a surprise package, right? Because last season everything was open and everybody was like, wow, 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 because we didn't know how he would react after the City situation. Now this season kicked off, he started off well too. And now you see that the assist numbers, you understand, coming down, you understand the goal production is coming down. And it's not because I don't think he's a good player, because he's a great player. But the thing is, you also have to remember, in every team it's the same thing. When you focus on one individual that is that good, and the team is focusing on that, you need some other players to create some danger so you can open up that player and continue his drive. But now it almost looked like they put the problem at him and let him fix everything. And I think that is where the biggest problem is at the moment. And also one of the big losses, it's kind of funny that we say it, but Chelsea without Jackson, there is no strength in going forward. And that also, Jackson helps Palmer also by making those runs for him, gives him the opportunity to come and pick the ball up their pockets. And I think when you saw the game, it was just like, no, there was not a lot happening, even if they try to get opportunities, but they don't get a lot of chances. I think how many shots they had on goal? I think it was like almost 0 or something.